Hello and welcome back. In our first lesson, we briefly touched on the intention, which is the intention that Michele and I brought to our music at 432 Hz. And we left off with a question: how? How did we manage to incorporate an intention into our music? There are three aspects to consider. The first is the technical aspect, which means that both Michele and I have a musical background that dates back to our childhood. Michele is a highly acclaimed pianist and keyboardist nationally and internationally in the black music scene. He has always had a preference for rhythm and blues and the warm sound of the Hammond and its Leslie, so much so that many great artists of the African American tradition, of real black music, when they come to play in Italy, request Michele because he plays just as if he was born in that culture. He has a melodic and rhythmic sense of feeling that is absolutely black, and it's the same American black guys who say so. Furthermore, Michele is passionate about the world of music production and arrangements. He has produced over 70 albums in his lifetime, and if you consider that an album can require up to 1,000 hours of work, you can understand how much experience he has in terms of record production. And I, until the age of 31, worked exclusively in the music and professional artistic production world, both in Italy and abroad. And then I completely changed my industry, but the music is now in my cells, and when I deepened the music at 432 Hz, I understood that it could be an exceptional tool of value for me and others. The second aspect is the artistic aspect. Michele and I are free musicians without any commercial constraints. We are not bound to respect a contract with a big record label to create the new summer hit. We do not have to conform to a certain style or genre or cater to a particular audience of teenagers. Our music is pure condensed free consciousness. We listen with our inner ears, the ones of the mind, we could say. And we perceive music playing inside us literally as if it were transmitted from a special radio located inside our hearts and inside our heads. And then we take the piano and start transferring from within us to outside us. Finally, there is the aspect of consciousness. Almost 30 years ago, I began my first trips to the East, as many used to do in that period. We traveled to Asia to discover the mystery that is inside us. I had the opportunity to experience cultural atmospheres, traditions, and musical traditions that were very different from the ones I was born into. I saw the beautiful aspects of this great ocean that is our humanity, to paraphrase Rutger Hauer. I saw the B-rays flash in the darkness near the gates of Tannhäuser, but all those moments will not be lost in time because we have transferred them into our music through the images that it creates. How can music create images? Music creates form. We saw it in the first lesson, and the Bible also says so. In the beginning was the Word. Sound started everything, and scientists call it the Big Bang, which is another word that has to do with sound. Music creates shapes and images, and aware of this through our sensitivity, we follow the notes that come to us and go after them, pursuing them, to discover the passages and landscapes that they want to show. But now I want to give you a concrete example on the piano because I believe that these concepts will be clearer with practice. That sound creates form, and music creates images. Melodies and chords create emotions and evoke emotions. Let's see a passage from the song Glory, and see how it arrived, initially talking about a person in difficulty who was having problems in life and was therefore stuck in introspection. But as the great Richard Bach says in his book Illusions, every problem carries with it a gift. And this song then takes a different direction. It's like changing one's gaze and looking for the light that exists within that problem, like finding the white dot in the darkness. The same thing happens when something happens to us in life, there must be something on the other side of it. The devaluation that comes with it brings with it a strong and incredible energy. And so this song tells us, okay, you're in trouble, you're observing yourself. Now, if you're in a moment of introspection, it's time to look and seek the light. And it comes with an injection of energy and joy. We noticed this passage in the song, and Michele and I decided to honor it with the most suitable orchestration so that this energy could reach the audience that was listening to it. And so we did. Then we arranged it in this way, which I'll play for you now. Each song on Triumph, our album, has its specific intent. Glory, as you just heard, reminds us of the way to the point of light and is useful to listen to when we find ourselves in internal difficulties. Triumph is a song that brings us images of strength and power of our feminine energies and honors the sacred feminine. Lonely Racers is the only song on the album sung by me. The lyrics talk about the request for freedom that our self turns to us. The words are, "Let me go up, beyond the mountains, beyond the limits of my mind. And then please let me fall." It speaks of non-attachment, of living in the here and now, because the state of awakening is a solitary state of fusion with everything simultaneously. It's precisely the moment when man rediscovers himself as a whole with the rest of humanity and with the divine. Good times evoke sweetness, peace, and the memory of serene moments and shifts to that frequency when you need to find your center again. Ferias speaks of the power of love, not so much of passionate love, but of absolute, unconditional, divine love. Finally, there's a point of light. A real springboard to an opening to life. It is one of the most active tracks we have ever composed, and by active, I mean it's difficult to remain in an inert position when you listen to it because it's a real dimensional portal. And maybe in the next lesson, we'll let you listen to it. Each song has its intent, and all these intentions together activate a real natural language, in the sense that it's something that was already inside you since birth, and we help you reveal it to yourself. There are 7 songs that represent 7 steps of an inner journey that requires an absence of effort, meaning all you have to do is listen to one or more songs when you feel like it, maybe with a minimum of intimacy, and you'll understand how these songs calm you down inside, bring you to your 0 point, which is the central point in yourself, and also nourish your inner energies. But what are the positive effects that can arise from listening to this type of music? And can these positive effects be effective for you, who is watching this video? We'll see in the next lesson, but be careful. In the next lesson, you'll need to use headphones or earphones to listen to the music. This music must only be listened to via headphones or earphones, otherwise, you would ruin the experience. Please write a greeting or dedication below if you enjoyed this lesson and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel to receive the next lessons and music. Thank you, and see you next time.